My paycheck wasn't steady. It was a mix of base salary plus commissions that would typically swing from month to month, and then it just depended on certain seasons of the year too, where it was drastic changes. And so honestly, my stress really wasn't too much about whether I'd be able to cover bills, but it was about how to manage this unpredictability so that I could build financial stability. And so I developed a system that worked and really ultimately led to financial independence. And here's how exactly I built this stability with irregular income and how you can too. So I know how irregular income can feel so unpredictable. It really makes it very difficult to be able to save, to pay off your debt, and really to know if you're on track with these things. I know many high achieving women feel like they never can get ahead and end up just adding more debt during those lean months. I realized that managing variable income really required a different approach than what the typical traditional budget can help with. The key was having to be more proactive and planning ahead than reacting month to month. So, I'm going to go over a few of the action steps that I took that helped me manage my variable income. And the very first one was really creating my monthly budget and knowing exactly what it took to cover a lot of my fixed bills. And also, yeah, considering some of the variable ones. So, what was the minimum that I needed? So, when I was single, I really tried to keep my expenses low. I didn't buy a new vehicle when I graduated college. I stuck with the one I already had, so I didn't add a big major expense. I also, for my home, I purchased used furniture, nothing fancy, so I didn't have all these added expenses um, that maybe somebody might typically have. But the key was that I treated my base salary as all I had. I didn't really depend on my commissions. Um, I considered it like a bonus for me. Then another thing I did is I built a buffer. So I saved ahead during those high income months that to be able to cover for the leaner months. So those commission checks, they were able to go straight to savings. I never really let myself get comfortable spending at my highest earning months because I knew that there would be slower months too. The next thing is I set purposeful buckets. I assigned a clear job for every dollar. So I created things like my emergency fund, a savings fund, something for investments. And really, when I got married, we made a decision really that changed everything. We would live on just one income and save the other. So we had buckets for vacations and experiences that we really wanted, but we planned for them instead of just hoping that we'd have money later. So we prioritized goals and we decided which goals really mattered to us. So we front loaded our savings in those first 3 years when it was just me and my husband. And then later, when the kids came along and our expenses went up, we at least weren't starting from zero. We already had a foundation of savings that would help us because, as higher expenses, not as much able to save up. So that really helped. Now I realize that not everyone is in the position today. Some of you might already have kids and maybe have a lot of expenses to cover, so things feel tight. Or maybe your expenses have grown to where you rely on both incomes. And so if that's you, what I'd recommend is just create a baseline of your monthly living expenses and really start mapping out your income high and lows. So whether that's any seasonal fluctuations or any commission cycles, then set up a system where all your paychecks funnel into that one account. And from there, you can pay yourself consistently every month. So this it is able to smooth out the ups and downs and makes planning a little bit much easier. Now, I know this might simple as I'm saying it, but there's actually a lot to consider when setting this up, like timing the transfers, correctly balancing your savings and debt payoff, and just making sure that you don't run short on in those lean months. This is exactly the kind of custom system I help my clients create inside of my coaching so they can confidently manage the variable income without the stress and the guesswork. So over time, we were able to achieve financial stability and peace of mind. We were able to pay off our mortgage, build our savings, and eventually it led to financial independence. Instead of feeling stressed every time commissions fluctuated, I felt secure because I knew that my systems worked. Managing variable income this way was a big reason I was able to build stability for my family. But real financial confidence doesn't come from managing income alone. It's really about having a full system that supports your goals in every season. And so that's why I'll walk you through my simple 3 month plan that brings together income management, savings, and debt payoff so that you can have complete control and peace of mind with your money.